Hey everybody, El Cheapo Deluxe here. Welcome to the good life. Hey everybody, El Cheapo Deluxe here. How y'all doing today? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Hey, I want to do something a little bit different today. I want to do a little educational video, not a show and tell. Kind of a show and tell, I guess you could say. And I am going to use a handgun. Glock 43X right here. Beautiful handgun. Let me show you that it is empty. Nothing in that chamber. Nothing in that magazine. You can see that mag well is empty. You can see completely through it. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Still nothing in there. Let's put that empty magazine back in there and pull that trigger. Point it away. All right, so one more time. Empty handgun, YouTube, nothing in there. All right. So, again. All right, enough of my playing around like that. What I want to do today is, and I know you all know how to do this or have seen videos. I don't know how many of you are new handgun owners, but I want to show you the proper way to load and unload a handgun. Like I said, there's a handful of videos out there. I just kind of wanted to do my own video on this. So let me show you what I got here. I have got these. These are called snap caps or fake bullets, practice bullets, whatever you want to call them. They are made out of rubber and metal. They're shaped like a 9mm bullet, same size. I think the weight's pretty close. These are rubber tipped. For YouTube, there's nothing in there. It's just a rubber tip. They come in different colors, blue, pink, green, whatever. I got the yellow ones because it's a little bit brighter. Shows up a little bit better. So, yeah, look at that. And like I said, it's got a little rubber pad on the back so you can put them in your gun and pull your trigger. That firing pin hits it and it, you know, doesn't do any damage to the gun, although it probably won't with the striker fired. But if you was going to use these in like a hammer fired, I don't think you're supposed to really drop the hammer on those a whole lot. So anyway, got these off of Amazon. I think like $12 for 10 of them. And, you know, they're pretty good for just practicing loading a gun, practicing unloading a handgun, trigger practice, ejecting. So what I want to do is show you how I load a gun. And I'm going to show you how I unload it. First of all, we're going to drop that mag out of there, show that it is empty again. Nothing in the gun. All right. I hate loading magazines without a loader. It's not too bad first couple of rounds, but after that, man, they start hurting your fingers, huh? Unless it's 22, those are pretty easy, but these 9mm. Anyway, most of you know how to do this. For those that don't, I'm going to struggle through it and show you. Those for do know how to do it, don't laugh at me. So what you want to do is you want to push down on that follower and just kind of push that in there. It's kind of tough. It's a little bit harder with these fake bullets than it is a real bullet, but anyway. Yeah, the first one's not too bad. It's the ones after that. You want to do the same thing again. You push down on that round and get that in there like that. So you got 2 rounds all the way to the back. I like to hit them, make sure they're seated. Now with a lot of handguns, they'll come with these cheap speed loaders or mag loaders, whatever you want to call it. Glock's got one. Mechanic sends you one. Maybe a few other handguns do. I don't really know. The Smith & Wesson I've got didn't come with one. The Taurus I've got didn't come with one. What else? Of course, the revolvers don't come with them. But anyway, yeah, these come with it, and they work fine. So let me show you how these work. You put it over. This is a single stack, so It don't hold too many rounds. That goes over your magazine just like that. It's got this little tab in here that pushes down for you. Let me show you. We'll get another one of these fake bullets here. So what you want to do is you put that on there. You just push it down. Drop your round in there and bring it back up. When that tab's out of the way like that, you can just push that round back down in there. It's a lot easier on your fingers. Save some time. Look at that, I got stuck to me. So again, just push down, drop your round down in there, lift it back up. When that tab's clear, just push your round back down in there. I give them a little bang like I said, but these are nice, especially when they're free. Saves your thumbs, really does. But this is what I like. Let me show you what I use. I use this. It's called a Maglula. No, Maglula. Uplula. Uplula, I'm sorry. Made by Maglula. This is for a 9mm. What else does it do? 9mm to 45 ACP. So this will do a few other rounds. This one, a little bit easier, a little quicker. I can do a 20-round magazine in under 30 seconds, I think. I haven't really timed it, but I think I can do it under 30 seconds, which pretty good. So basically same thing. Put it over your magazine. You get it down there. But this one, you close. Pull it down. Your round just drops right in all the way. Let it come out. Close it again. And drop another round in there. Look at that. Like I said, you can be pretty quick with this. And that's all 10 rounds. That's all she holds. Okay, so you got a loaded magazine. Let's set that out of the way for now. The gun is still empty. Nothing in there. You see that? Completely empty. By the way, always keep your finger off the trigger. I know you know that. Whether it's loaded or not, until you intend to pull that trigger, don't put your finger on the trigger. That being said, let's close that up. Pull that trigger that way. Okay, so you got your loaded magazine. What you want to do is you insert that magazine, give it a nice little pop in there, make sure it's loaded up all the way. So you've got a loaded magazine in the gun, but not one in the chamber. How do you get one chambered? You pull back your slide, let it go, and now you got one chambered. Now, you don't want to let go of your slide like that because, you know, it might not chamber all the way. So let's drop that magazine out of there, get that round out of there. Start it again. Slam that in there. And the way you want to do this, pull that slide back, let it go, just like that. That way you know it, that spring pulled it in there nice and tight and you got it in there. Still, you got your finger off the trigger. You're pointing it away when you're doing that, and hopefully everything's safe. Should be if you're very careful and think about it. Okay, so now you've got one in there. You know, you don't fire off all your rounds. Okay, you still got some in there. So what you want to do is you got one loaded in the chamber, right? Because it didn't eject because it didn't fire. I mean, it fired, but it didn't shoot it out like it normally would. So, pointing that gun in a safe direction with your finger off the trigger, you want to drop that magazine out, set it aside, right? Then, still pointing it away, finger off the trigger, you want to rack that gun, get that round out of there, expel it, whatever you want to call it, eject it. Now, to make sure it's empty, you want to lock that slide open. Finger down in there, make sure there's nothing in there, make sure there's nothing in that chamber, right? Do it again, look a second time. I know it's kind of redundant, but safety first. That's the way that works. Okay, so now you've got your slide open, locked open. Second way you can load your handgun. You still got a loaded magazine here. Put that in there. You just let go of that, pull that slide lock down. Now, you should have one chambered. You can press check it. Look in there. Yep, you got one in there. Make sure it's all the way in there. Now you're ready to go. Finger off that trigger till you've got it pointed in a safe direction. Aiming, you put your finger on that trigger, and when you got your target in sight, pull that trigger. All right, so one more time. Drop that magazine. Wrap that slide, throw that live round out of there. Some people catch them. I'm not real good at it. Let's see if I can do it. All right. One in the chamber. Let's see if I can catch it. Nope. Playing around. Shouldn't do that. Don't play around like that, because that could be a loaded round and accidentally go off. So, yeah, showed you something you probably shouldn't do. Anyway, there we go again. Drop that magazine out. Open up that rack, that slide. Get that out of there. Pull it open again. Lock that slide open. Look down in there, finger, look twice, and you've got an unloaded handgun. Watch videos, and they say that the only safe handgun, that completely safe, is one that's racked open with nothing in it. You got to agree with that. I mean, it makes sense, right? But you go through all these steps, and you make sure it's empty. You're going to be pretty certain it is, but don't pick one up that's not opened up and assume it's empty. You got to always assume it's got a round in the chamber. Always be safe. Anyway, yeah, you can get these off Amazon. I think they're like $12 for 10 of them. Pick you up some if you want to practice. Like I said, it's good for pulling the trigger on. Still don't point the gun at anybody, whether it's a fake bullet, no bullet, or a live round. You know better than that. So anyway, yeah, that's my video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something if you didn't know that already. If I did it wrong, let me know. If you didn't like the way I did it, let me know. If you didn't even know, maybe you learned something. Maybe you'll watch another video that's a little bit more detailed and can explain it better than me. So from somebody that's a lot smarter than me. But anyway, I appreciate you watching like always. Come back and see me again. Empty gun. Safety first as always. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps.